We are Anka. Stay tuned for updated real news.
Hello Anka Daily News viewers. We continue to bring you the latest developments unfolding in the shadow of war. The conflict between Ukraine and Russia is no longer limited to the front line. This war is having a devastating impact that is spreading deeper into Russia's interior with each passing day. The latest incident has deeply shaken both the Kremlin and the people. The losses resulting from the drone attack, which reached Russia's interior and was launched from kilometers away, sparked widespread anger among the people. In cities accustomed to silence, unexpected protest voices began to raise. The protests may be small in scale, but the Kremlin is seriously concerned that this spark could turn into a major conflagration. For those who have long believed that the war is shaped solely by foreign policy and the battlefield, this development is akin to an awakening. The Russian people have begun to see that the war is not just a news story watched on television, but a reality that directly threatens their own lives. This awareness has led to the emergence of social reactions that have been suppressed for years. The destruction caused by the drone attack has brought about not only military but also psychological and sociological fractures. So, can these protests really grow? How organized and sustainable is the public's reaction? What steps is the Kremlin taking to suppress the protests? How are the country's security forces responding to these developments? Let's take a look at these developments together. Before moving on to our report, a quick reminder. As the Anka Daily News team, we are completely 100% real. Neither me nor any of my colleagues are artificial intelligence. Even though AI is very advanced, it's still not as good as us. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. We also read all the comments you leave on our videos, so please continue to share your thoughts on our content in the comments. Let us know what kind of content you'd like to see on the Anka Daily News channel. And now let us begin if you're ready. Anka Daily News report. The Ukrainian Security Service, or the SBU, targeted 5 different Russian air bases simultaneously in a comprehensive operation that once again changed the course of the war. The attacks were aimed at neutralizing long-range aviation assets, and initial reports indicate that the operation was largely successful. Explosions occurred at strategically important bases such as the Belaya Air Base, the Diaghilevo Air Base in Ryazan, and the Olenia Air Base in the Arctic. According to local sources, at least 8 fighter jets were either completely destroyed or severely damaged. The attacks were carried out at night, and it was reported that advanced air defense systems were unable to respond in any way. Although the Russian Ministry of Defense issued a brief and cautious statement immediately after the incident, stating that some drones had been neutralized, images leaked on social media contradicted the official statements. The flames that lit up the night after the explosions were recorded by civilians on their cell phones and widely shared. These images caused shock across the country. The real turning point began with the collapse of the invincible air defense perception that had been built by the Putin administration for years. For years, the Kremlin's propaganda tools had claimed that the S-400 and Panzer S-1 systems could withstand even the most advanced Western attack systems. However, when no intervention was recorded during these attacks, people began to question the validity of these claims. In particular, the fact that the attacks targeted bases so close to Moscow raised security concerns to the highest level among the public. The day after the incidents, small but noticeable protests began in major cities such as Moscow, St. Petersburg, Kazan, Novosibirsk, and Yekaterinburg. Protesters took to the streets with signs reading, "Why is the sky unprotected? Why are our children dying in this war? And does air defense only work during ceremonies?" A group of approximately 200 people gathered in the Zamoskvorechye district south of Moscow was quickly dispersed by police intervention. While state television did not report on these actions, some independent journalists shared footage on Telegram and X, formerly Twitter, to reveal the truth. The Putin administration swiftly implemented media censorship to control public anger. The decision prohibiting reporting on the extent of damage at the bases where the attacks occurred was communicated to media outlets through unofficial channels. Meanwhile, social media posts were monitored, and some bloggers and independent journalists were detained on charges of inciting the public. Despite this, a silent wave of anger continues to grow among the public. What is interesting is that the protests are coming not only from opposition circles, but also from some groups that previously supported the war policies. This is because many people have lost faith in the state's military capabilities. There is a phrase often repeated in military blogs: if a base 300 kilometers from Moscow cannot be protected, then the capital is not safe either. This statement has become a slogan both on social media and in the public discourse. In light of these developments, rumors have begun to circulate that there is an internal reckoning within the Kremlin. It is alleged that some high-ranking defense bureaucrats may be removed from their posts, and that some generals responsible for the deployment of air defense systems have already been dismissed. However, these reports have not yet been officially confirmed. Another interesting development concerns the position of local governments. Some city administrations have increased air raid siren tests in an effort to reduce public outrage following the attacks. Civil defense drills have also begun in some regions. These steps appear to be aimed at both calming the public and creating the impression that defense mechanisms are still functional. All these developments reveal that the war is having a significant debilitating effect not only on the front lines but also on Russia's domestic public opinion. Ukraine's long-range UAV strategy is not only hitting military targets but also undermining the security perception that the Kremlin has built. And this may be the most dangerous aspect of the war for Russia. In conclusion, Ukraine's coordinated attack did not merely target 5 air bases. It also tested Russia's political, social, and psychological resilience. Although attempts are being made to suppress public anger, the growing wave of distrust is pushing the Kremlin further into a corner. It would not be surprising to see more protests, information leaks, and political maneuvers in the coming days. For now, the war is being felt not only on the front lines, but also on the streets of Russia itself. Ukraine's simultaneous attack on 5 key Russian air bases has caused a serious shakeup, not only in military terms, but also in the Kremlin's credibility among the people. The growing anger of the people, combined with the collapse of defense systems in regions so close to Moscow, has put significant pressure on the Putin regime. Even media censorship and harsh police interventions are insufficient to completely quell public unrest. This situation demonstrates that the war has extended far beyond the front lines, leading to a profound security and legitimacy crisis within Russia. The measures taken by the Kremlin and the public's response in the coming period will play a critical role in determining the course of the war. How much do you think these attacks could disrupt Russia's internal balance? How might the public's growing response lead to changes in Putin's policies? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read and value your opinions.